like we were saying, that word garland means wreath, but the brother gonna read the definition, and then I'm gonna read something. Go ahead,
It says,
It's Acts 14:13, garland.
yeah, Acts 14 and 13, garland. It says, a fillet of garland put upon victims.
Right, the victims of what they would sacrifice. Now check this out. It says, this is webpage says shouting from the top, shouting from the rooftop.com. It says New Strong Exhaustive Concordance of the Bible, James Strong, Thomas Nelson Publishers, 1990 edition. It says a plant used as a form of false worship is garland. This information is found in the Bible, and it gives you a definition. It reads the verse. I'm not gonna read the verse because you already read it. It says the Greek word for garland in Acts 14:13 is stemma, or wreath for show. Today we use wreath of garland as decoration when they were used to worship the false gods of Jupiter and Mercurius. Sacrifice was also a part of this false worship, which may explain why some wreaths are used today as a symbol of death. They take wreaths and they put them on caskets and all of that.
Yeah.
So they basically tell you shouldn't keep it as decoration, which is a fact. They have that correct. Now here's another. What I know, there's something called crystal links, and it deals with crystal link. Let me go up real quick. I'm just gonna read it. It's crystal links Roman religion. It says sacrifice. It says sacrifice to deities. There's a section that says sacrifice. It says sacrifice to deities of the heavens. These spirit gods above was performed in daylight. So it had to be daylight time when this happened.
Daytime.
It had to be daytime when Paul encountered them.
Yeah.
Performed in daylight and under the public gaze. That's why they did it out in public. Deities of the upper heavens require white and fertile victims of their own sex. Juno, a white heifer, possibly white cow. Jupiter, a white castrated ox. That's why I said they got the oxen. Right. Or Bosmas, for the annual oath taken by the consuls. Okay? And we jump down the next paragraph, it says demigods and heroes who belong to the heavens and the underworld were sometimes given black and white victims. So when they would sacrifice these different so-called different animals to these so-called gods, the victims had to be like of their own sex, and they had to be white. That's why Zeus, which is supposed to be a male, you sacrifice the white ox. Right. Which they probably sacrifice the white ox because the ox is known for his strength.
Yeah, Zeus is known for that build.
Yeah, right. As a matter of fact, he was most powerful, the chiefest among them. In fact, in Ezekiel, it tells you that the angel had the head of a man, an ox, the eagle, and the lion. You know, the lion got that courage, known for his ferocity, that courage. The eagle is swift, a man is intelligent, and that ox is known for his strength. You know?
And with Zeus' son was blessed with Hercules.
Yeah, so-called son was blessed with so-called, his son was blessed with so-called strength. Give me Psalms 106 and 35. See what 34 says. Like proofread verse 6. Psalm 106 verse 35. But proofread 34 verse, see if you go stop from there. Yeah, read that.
Psalms 106 and 34.
Fact, verse 33.
33. It says, because they provoke his spirit so that he spake. It says, unavailably with his lips. They did not destroy the nations concerning the Lord's commandments.
Yeah, Jake said, no, this is making my servant. Let's make them, no. Supposed to destroy it. Let's go back to the book of Judges. Go ahead.
It says, verse 35. But they were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
See, they mingled among the heathen and learned their works. Thus, I'm pretty sure Jupiter was Israelites, man, who learned the fucking heathen works.
It says, and they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and
they
of
sacrificed
their
them
daughters.
unto devils. Right. They're about to sacrifice them to a damn devil. But Paul started getting on it. You know?
Which, why would you fucking do that? You know, when you had the laws of the Most High in that, the Most High never made you do something so cruel, man. Only one time did the Most High do that, but he was just testing him. When he tested Abraham and Isaac. Yeah. You know, the Most High would never have you do something as wicked as to sacrifice your son, your own flesh and blood, man.
Yeah.
You know?
To some false god.
Yeah.
That's what he's getting to some false god. Wait a minute, the Most High sacrificed his son.
Right.
Watch the fucking dickhead would say too much to a false god, man. You know? Alright, I'm gonna kill you in honor of this God. The Most High didn't, that's what the brother is saying is the Most High didn't set it up in our laws.
Right.
Alright, this law,
shit.
you sacrifice this person to this God. That's not set up in the law.
That's against the law.
That's against the law. Like Molech. That's against the law, okay?
Fucking.
And when you go into it, it was a white cap called the Ablo Galerius or Ablus Galeris was a white cap worn by the Flamen Dialis, made of the skin of a white victim sacrificed to Jupiter. So that means them oxen had to have more likely been white. They had to been white color.
Right.
Okay. And also, before going to war, they'll basically like consult with the so-called Jupiter. You know, they'll make like a little sacrifice to him or whatever. And to get into that very briefly, we're gonna go to this real quick and basically we out of here. It says get this real quick. It says this is dealing with the Roman consuls. This is called, let me go up real quick. This is the dictionary. This is all just dictionary. Classics. www.classics.upenn.edu. This is a dictionary for Jupiter. And it got other words there as well. It says the chief seat of his worship is dealing with the chief seat of his worship of Jupiter was the capital, which we dealt with that Capitoline triad. Capital, where he was honored as the ideal head of the state, as the increaser and preserver of Roman might and power. Under the name Jupiter Optimus Maximus, best and greatest, it was there that his earthenware image was enthroned. With the thunderbolt in his right hand, it stood in the center of the temple, begun by Tacrinus Superbus, the last of the kings, and finished and dedicated in the year of the Republic. It says, I'm gonna jump down. It says, there was a temple there, you know, temple to Juno, so forth, different temples. It says, here the consuls at their entry into office, their departure to war, made their solemn vows. Hither came the triumphal procession of the victor, who was clad in the festal garb of the god, and who before offered to Jupiter the customary thank offering of white oxen, prayed to his image and placed in his lap the lower wreath of victory bound about the fasces. So they would the inch of the consul's entry into office and their departure to war made different vows. They led a triumphal procession, which a procession, the group of people going in like a forward manner, like a parade. They led their procession and they sacrificed the white ox, prayed to his image, and put a lower wreath or garland on his lap. Now you can read that last verse 14, and we out of here.
This is Acts chapter 14, verse 14. Which when the apostle Paul and Barnabas, when the apostles Paul and Barnabas heard
them, you know, about to do that sacrifice. Go ahead. It said sacrifice with the people. That's why I said they did it. It was done in public. Go ahead.
They rent their clothes and ran among the people, crying out and saying, Sir, why do ye these things? We also are men of like passion with you, and preach unto you that ye should turn from these vanities unto the living God.
Go ahead.
Which made heaven and earth and the sea and all the things therein.
Not no damn Poseidon, not no goddamn the heaven and the sea, all things therein.
Okay.
It wasn't Zeus that made the heaven, it wasn't Poseidon that made the sea. The Most High, Yahweh Shemel Shah, did it through his order.
Right.
So with that, we're going to close. We're going to say, oh, praise Yahweh Shemel Shah, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and shalom to the brothers out there that's pushing the truth and truth and sincerity. I hope you brothers learned something. Shalom.